Hello, everybody. Welcome. We have a full moon in Aries on October 9th at 16 degrees and 32 minutes. Aries, the first sign in the zodiac, gives an energy of impetus moving forwards. So it's very helpful if you can find where 16 degrees of Aries is in your chart, because wherever the full moon falls in that particular month shows you the life area where you can move forward. It may make it clear. You may have not been clear for a while. And that full moon there, now I see my options. Now I see how I can move forward more easily. So the Sun and Venus are together in lovely Libra. So this is all, sweetness and light and love and peace and beauty and harmony. And they're opposite to this moon, which is conjunct to Chiron in Aries, a very different frequency. Now, the moon and Chiron together are all about the healing of the emotions. This is a tremendously powerful time for burning up old emotions, old things. I put a big fire here. Yes, it's an opportunity to just burn it all out. Yes, just shh, so that something new can come in that space. Yes, fire energy, it's upward moving, outward moving. Now, with it being the moon is also the collective, the people as a whole. So it's an opportunity for a wider collective healing to happen in our psyches. We're probably going to be dealing with the emotions of anger, impatience, things not happening as quickly as we want them to happen. And you may notice that. You may notice these feelings of like, those kinds of energies coming up, because this is like, oh, I need to be nice. I've got to just, put on a smiley face when I don't feel like I've got a smiley face at all. So allow yourself to feel everything. Let that Chiron, if it needs to, bring the tears and maybe some anger and maybe some rage, but release it in a safe way, a way that will not harm another person, but in a way that will release you. It might be somebody that you're really angry with, somebody that's done something that you're furious with. It might be a company that, you're paying money to, and they're not doing really what they should be doing. It might be a friend or even a loved one who's not behaved in a kind way. So you might want to use the energy of Mars, which is ruler of Aries in Gemini, to write it out. It was very helpful for me the other day. Somebody really upset me and I could feel like, it was all going on. And then I just wrote it out. I thought, Mars in Gemini, So I wrote it all out in a very good letter, actually. And I just got it out. And honestly, within an hour, I felt terrific. So everything just healed inside. So writing could be a good way of healing whatever may be coming up for you with this anger, impatience energy. Because I do think it's going to be, shall we say, in the air. This also is a forerunner of the eclipses that will be coming in April. We'll have a new moon in Aries and a solar eclipse in Aries in April. So there's a lot happening then. So we're getting an opportunity here to heal this frequency of destructive anger and to transform it into productive passion and power, both personally and collectively. To me, that's the big message of this moon. We've got two other aspects that I want to discuss with you. I like to give you the main points of the news. You can go to other astrologers for more intricate details, but I just want to give it you straight, as we say in Greek, sketo, neat. So Mars, ruler of this, this moon energy in Aries, is in Gemini. Mars will go retrograde at the end of the month. Now, Mars in Gemini, if you can imagine, Mars likes to be single-minded, the arrow going in one direction. So in Gemini, it's going in two directions. And you may find yourself oscillating between these different directions. And you may need to quiet the mind, because in Gemini, it's a mental frequency. So do whatever you can do to quiet the mind so that you get clear about the direction that is going to be the most productive, the most beneficial, the easiest route for you and therefore everybody else in your frequency belt. So Mars is square to Neptune. So you might get a sense you're moving forward and then you're not. Then it's like, oh, I'm lost. Yeah, Neptune gets a bit lost. It's like, oh, right. So don't be surprised if you find yourself going in one direction and then you're turning around, and you may have to learn patience, Aries, with other people who may be changing their minds and maybe saying one thing and doing another. There is that energy out there, and the way to deal with it productively is to find creative outlets for your energy, not to pin yourself too narrowly to get something done with a particular time frame. Leave yourself breathing space if you can. Don't overcommit yourself, because Mars is not terribly punctual, shall we say, in Gemini. It may go from one appointment to another, and it might be late for both. So just give yourself latitude in your arrangements, and also give other people latitude, because they too may feel as though their energies are a bit dissipated from time to time. Now, the good aspect with Mars, because there's a positive one, is that Mars is trine to Saturn. So once you're really clear about a course of action, or you've got a great idea, you can follow it through really well with a good concentration, good mental energy, because this is in air signs, and there's a real moving forward with ideas, with projects, once you get yourself really clear. So this can be a very positive time, and these are the kinds of frequencies we're working with. I'd just like to go a little deeper into this energy of 16 degrees of Aries. Is the second decanate of Aries, if you like, because there are 3 decanates with each sign, and I will probably do a webinar about this, because decanates are fascinating, right? Knowing your decanates fine-tunes your sun, moon, and ascendant, but that's another story. But I do want to share with you that this is the Leo decanate of Aries, and the Leo decanate is about the heart. So we're dealing with the healing of the heart frequency at this time. So keep that in mind. You might want to just touch your heart from time to time. You might want to greet somebody with this greeting, but anything reminding yourself, can I keep the door to my heart open? It's a time for the healing of the personal wounds, the personal heartaches, and the wider heartaches. And the Sun-Venus energy here gives us an opportunity for compassion, for understanding, for gentleness with some of the eruptions that may need to take place. And remember, there may be an eruption, and sometimes, you know, it's a boil or a spot that erupts and you get that pus out, and then the body heals and it's better than it was before. So that's what I'm seeing, a wonderful healing time. So I look forward to your comments. I do read them all. Love your feedback, and thank you for subscribing and liking. From my heart to yours, much love.